She fostered 4 girls but was forced to give them up. Then, a call came that left her stunned. LACEY Dunkin had adopted the 4 sisters because there was just no way that she would allow them to be separated. So when the devastating day came when she was forced to give them all up, she was understandably heartbroken. Still, just as she was coming to terms with her grief, she received a phone call that left her shell-shocked. LACEY Dunkin was 25 when she knew deep down inside that she needed to be a mom. But with the likelihood of starting a family the traditional way seemingly a long way off, she did something amazing. She decided to go it alone. Also, if you have not done so already, please subscribe to our channel and click that notification bell to get inspired by these real-life stories every day. Now, back to the story. Dunkin told People magazine, "Marriage wasn't anywhere on the horizon for me at that point, so I kind of looked at my life and decided that was okay and that I didn't need marriage, but I knew if I wasn't a mom, I would regret it my whole life."
I knew I wanted to adopt, so I started looking into different ways to adopt, and I found foster adoption, and I thought that was a really great thing, starting a new family, so it was like a win-win for me.
So, in June 2011, Dunkin earned her certificate to become a fully fledged foster mother. With dreams of raising a boy, she waited patiently for a placement. Then, in September 2011, she received an exciting phone call that would turn her life upside down.
And I was certified in June, and in September I got a call late in the middle of the night about 4 foster placements.
Her adoption agency urgently needed someone for an emergency foster placement. But there was a catch. Dunkin wouldn't be taking on 1 child, or even 2. She was being asked to open her home up to 4 sisters.
4 little girls, ages 5, twins that were 2 and a 17-month-old.
However, before the social worker had even finished speaking, Dunkin had said yes.
And I said yes. I really can't tell you why I said yes. I just felt compelled to say yes.
Dunkin told People magazine, "I interrupted the social worker and said yes, and I didn't even consider not keeping them together. It was all or nothing to me." She welcomed the girls into her home. That night, Dunkin's 4-bedroom house was suddenly filled with confusion and nervous energy. Indeed, as she told parents,
and within a few hours I had 4 very scared, very tired little girls running around my house in the middle of the night.
However, with Dunkin's parents' help, the kids soon settled. In fact, the girls, 5-year-old Sophia, 2-year-old twins Natalie and Melanie, and 1-year-old Kaylee began to feel like part of the family. Dunkin's mom, Jerry, explained to People, "It was just a natural fit from the start. They attached to LACEY so quickly." One morning, for example, Dunkin was readying Sophia for kindergarten when something touching happened. As she explained,
the next morning, my daughter, my oldest daughter, asked me if I had any children, and I told her no, and she said, "I can be your daughter." So that's sort of kind of what started our relationship.
It was a bond that quickly strengthened throughout the day. Dunkin continued, "Sophia asked what she could call me, and I told her, 'My name is LACEY, and you can call me whatever you want to call me.' By the time I found her school and dropped her off, she was introducing me as her mom." 9 months later, however, Dunkin was heartbreakingly forced to give the girls up when their biological mother was once again given custody.
They were reunified with their biological mother, which was a very difficult process to say goodbye.
The foster mother did, though, remain close to the girls.
But thankfully I had a relationship with her, and she promised to keep in touch, which she did.
She told People, "Their birth family allowed us to come for visits and babysit the girls whenever possible. We really miss them." Dunkin remained pragmatic, though. As she told parents, "I tried to keep the faith that they would end up where they were supposed to, and in my heart, that was here." But 1 month later, she received a telephone call that would change her life forever. That phone call came straight from the girl's birth mother, and she had a massive request to make.
And about a month and a half later, she decided that it was just too much, and she wasn't able to give them the things that she wanted to give them and provide for them. And
it seemed that the mother truly wanted what was best for her girls, so she asked Dunkin if she would be willing to take them on again permanently. But there was another twist.
So she asked me if I would adopt the 4 that I had fostered, plus baby sister number 5, and I said yes, of course.
Unbeknown to Dunkin, when she had fostered the girls almost a year before, there was a 5th sister.
I fostered them for 9 months, They had a baby sister, number 5, who was one of the reasons they were removed, and she went with another foster family, so I didn't have her immediately.
But Leah went to stay with a couple who had experience in dealing with newborn babies. Of course, what her biological mother was asking was huge, but presumably she had grown to trust Dunkin and saw for herself the bond that her daughters had with her one-time foster mother.
We started the process of them coming back to me. It took about a year for the termination of parental rights and the adoption to be finalized.
I was shocked because that must have been a hard decision to make, Dunkin told People. She had been considering it for a few weeks, but was worried that her family might judge her. For Dunkin, though, the decision was an easy one, and she never hesitated.
July 29, 2013, I became the proud mother of 5 daughters.
Dunkin recalled, they asked me if I was sure they were staying. I reassured them, "You're adopted, you're home forever." However, there was one final twist to this amazing story. During the adoption process, the girl's birth mother learned that she was expecting a 6th child. So in September 2013, baby Cecily joined her 5 sisters in the Dunkin household. And true to Dunkin's word of not splitting the girls up, little Cecily has since been formally adopted. As Dunkin told People, "This was my children's sibling, so it wasn't even a question for me to take her in too." And the single mom, now 32, couldn't be happier.
It's important to keep families together. I try to think of it as myself if I were separated from my sibling and maybe didn't know about them.
Every year, the family marks Cecily's formal adoption as their honeyversary, the sweet day of their family's completion.
My main reasons of keeping the girls together was so that they had that connection, so that they knew where they came from and had that support system.
So now, Sophia, Natalie, Melanie, Kaylee, Leah, and Cecily live with Dunkin, a stay-at-home mom in Fresno, California. Dunkin said, "I have so much love for them. I wouldn't trade the 6 of them for anything. I'm so honored to be their mother." If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider sharing it with someone who may find it interesting. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one.